There is no shame in getting a reissue, so long as you don't tell them how much you paid. Reissue Beast Wars Maximal Cheetor. Today on World of Stuff. Yeah, one of the main drawbacks about getting reissues, especially good ones, is the price differential. I will grant you that it is at least properly done with the packaging and even the rock bubble. But considering that Cheetor and Rat Trap got the same price, it's a little weird. Especially for what you're paying for. But then again, considering what you'd pay for it at a secondary market, it could be worse. And you do get all the previous notes that you would in a reissue packaging, including all the numerous languages and the shortened bio, but you weren't really paying attention to the bio anyway. And then, yes, that is, if we close on the bio here, we do see forward. Yes, that is a speed of 10. Appropriate for a cheetah. And yeah, all 9 instructions there. It was a different era. And secret weapon for the tail gun, which is what people tend to want but tend not to get. But that's another matter entirely. Alright, let's get this figure out of the package. And remember, this thing would be done up in several twist ties. So now we just have these little bits right here to save us time and presumably budget. Anyway, get these sorted out. Then we'll get to playing. Alright. Come on now. This would take like 10 times longer with the twist tie, so this is actually doable on screen. There we go. Reattach the tail up in there. And here we go. Elastic Cheetah. And here in beast mode, we do see something that is the equivalent of a cheetah. A very thick-necked one. With some very odd shin guards. Yeah, it's weird. There is no denying that. When people say they don't understand or why they passed up Beast Wars, and you actually look at some of the designs, especially in the Beast modes for the first season, you kind of get it a little bit more as to why people might not have been hip to this at first. Especially since, even though it's an animal, it's fairly mobile, especially a cheetah. But that's the way it was. Moving on to transformation, we do the heresy of parts forming. Flip this part out for the secret weapon. Or is this a secret weapon? Neither of which are already all that secret. But this one has a water squirting gimmick, which I'm never going to demonstrate. So there we go. Pull this out. Heel spurs. Actually, these are the heel spurs and these are the feet. So that's all that is. Okay. Twist this around. Okay. Twist all that around then. Flip out this for the face crotch. Moving on, moving on, moving on. Fold out the arms. Pull down this part. Then we move this part down like that. About the arms like so. Alright. Alright. Okay, like that. Oh boy. Okay, more like that. Okay, that makes a little more sense. As much sense as this can make, anyway. And one thing I will give the toy as opposed to the animation model is that there's actual hands here instead of these sort of mittens that it had. So there's that. Look at these weapons. See, 2 guns, yet they give him a whip in the modern version. It makes no sense. And yeah, that is the gut gun there, which is the weapon he tended to have in the animation. Anyway, okay. Got like that, that. Yeah, there we go. Cheetor, robot mode. Okay, yeah, this is a little strange here. From profile, this is just a little off. But still, you had 2 guns, and if you were that excites you, you do have the mutant head, like so. Which was a lot more instrumental in Shadow Panther. But at least you have this. So, that was something at least. And that is a fairly standard face for a Transformer now, isn't it? If that excites you. Okay. Floating elbow. Not much you can do about that, especially after all these years. Okay, as for the rest of the articulation, the head does rotate. Does have a bit of up and down due to the mutant head gimmick. Shoulder is on a ball joint. We also have a bicep swivel and that aforementioned floating elbow. We do have some. Actually, no, we don't. Because of this, we don't. Okay, without. You can move it, but it's going to look a little strange. So you do get some waist swivel there. Ball joint for the hips. Upper leg swivel. 90-degree for the knees, and foot can tilt inward. So there is posability here. Just don't expect miracles. And for God's sake, do not use the water squirting gimmick. Okay then. So, do we actually need this in our lives? If you're closer, if you actually watched the original Beast Wars series or grew up with it, you're probably going to want this figure. As for the modern Cheetor, granted you still need some third-party 3D printed stuff to make it look correct anyway, but it's always going to be a bit of a kludgy deal no matter what you're dealing with. And granted that this is also more than the modern Cheetor due to the amount of plastic in it, and you have to put up with some weirdness. Unless you're nostalgic for this figure, you can probably skip it. I'm not mad that I got this. It's just, yeah, it shows its age for the 90s engineering. Granted, this is back when Ken was doing this stuff anyway, so there's going to be some greater amount of oddities than there would be normally. It's not that it's a bad figure, it's just it. It is what it is, for better or worse. And you ever watching this review, you're either loving it or you're not. And I don't blame you either way. Anyway, I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Reissue Beast Wars Cheetor. Gonna remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.